How's it going, everybody? Daner here with North Central Coins, and welcome back to another episode of the most rare and valuable coins in Canada. Today we're going to be counting down the 15 most valuable Newfoundland 10-cent coins. Now, for those of you that don't know, Newfoundland as a separate British colony produced its own decimal currency between the years 1865 and 1947. The coins of Newfoundland are of historical importance, as Newfoundland was a British colony until the year 1907 and a dominion until the year 1949, when Newfoundland and Labrador became the 10th province of Canada. In 1865, Newfoundland, which was a British colony, was given permission to create its own coins. These included the 1 cent, 5 cent, 10 cent, 20 cent, 25, and 50 cent denominations. Unlike other colonies, Newfoundland also decided to include a $2 coin in their new currency. So believe it or not, Newfoundland actually produced its own coins up until the year 1947, and some of these coins can be extremely rare and valuable, and in this video we are going to count down the top 15 most rare and valuable Newfoundland 10-cent coins. Before I do get into this, I would really appreciate if you guys would hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you are new, and also hit that bell notification so you can see my new videos as they are being released. And then all of that being said, what do you say we get into it and break down the top 15 most valuable Newfoundland 10-cent coins? Let's get it, guys. In 1865, Newfoundland switched to decimal currency, following the lead of Canada, New Brunswick, and Nova Scotia. Pattern and specimen coins were issued in 1864. Newfoundland was the only British North American colony to have its own gold coin, although the Ottawa Mint also produced gold sovereigns. Originally, a gold dollar was considered, but it was deemed too small and likely to be lost by fishermen. Therefore, a $2 denomination was chosen for the gold coin, which had three equivalent denominations: $2, 200 cents, and 100 pence, equivalent to sterling. Later versions of the dollar coin featured the Crown Percy Metcalfe effigy of King George VI, which is typically used for crown colonies like Hong Kong, Malaya, and India. In contrast, normal Canadian coins use an uncrowned effigy of the king. The Newfoundland 10-cent coin, just like the Newfoundland silver 5-cent coin, does not have any significant reverse die variations. The Roman numeral I is present on two dates, 1865 and 1870, while the Arabic 1 is present on dates ranging from 1872 to 1896. However, there is a rare variety where an 1871 H mint mark Dominion of Canada reverse die was mistakenly muled with an H Newfoundland obverse die. All known examples of this variety are in poor condition. Additionally, all examples of the 1880 issue have a second 8 that was punched over a 7. So the 1871 H mule is one of the holy grails of the Newfoundland 10-cent series. I could not find an exact value, but it is definitely in the 5 to 6 figure range if you can find and identify one of those 1871 Dominion of Canada reverse die with an H Newfoundland obverse die muled. But now that I have given you guys some brief information on Newfoundland coinage, what do you say we get into the list and count down some of these extremely valuable 10-cent coins? Instead of working my way from least to most valuable, I'm just going to work my way through the years and point out some of the most valuable Newfoundland 10-cent coins that you can find. Starting with number 15, which is going to be the 1865 Newfoundland 10-cent coin. Now, in terms of value, this can actually be pretty valuable even in a low MS state. It can be worth around $2,000, and it can be worth all the way up to $7,500 if it scores an MS64, and much more if it scores any higher than that. Number 14 is the 1870 Obverse II variety. Now, for a lot of the Queen Victoria years of Canadian coins, there are several different obverse varieties. Sometimes there are 4 different varieties to look for, so I will put an example of what the Obverse II variety looks like. But you are looking for the 1870 Obverse II Newfoundland 10-cent. If you can identify this, it can be worth all the way up to $15,100 for an MS64 example. Number 13 is the 1872 H mint mark, indicating that it was struck at the Heaton Mint in Birmingham, England. Now, because Newfoundland was a British colony, sometimes it would have to contract different mints to produce its coinage. Sometimes it would use the Royal Mint in London, sometimes it would use the Ottawa Mint once that came into service. but a lot of the time they would actually use the Hedon mint. So it will have an H mint mark on it, and the 1872 H can be worth all the way up to $8,400 for an MS66 example. Next up is the 1873, and you are looking for an obverse 2 variety. The 1873 obverse 2 variety can be worth around $5,000 for an MS60, and much more than that if it did score any higher. I believe that is around the highest graded example known right now. So if it was to score around an MS65 mark, you could easily be talking a $10,000 or $15,000 coin, and that is the 1873 obverse 2. Next up is the 1876 H mint mark, meaning it was struck at the Hedon Mint in Birmingham, England. The 1876 H can be worth around $2,500 for an MS60 and all the way up to $10,000 for an MS64. If it scores any higher than that, you may see a pretty significant price jump. Number 10 on this list is going to be the 1880 Newfoundland 10 cent. The 1880 can be worth around $3,000 for an MS60 example and all the way up to $4,600 for an MS62. Next up is the 1882 H mint mark, indicating it was struck at the Hedon Mint. This can be worth around $6,900 for an MS60 example. Number 8 on this list is the 1885 obverse 2 variety. The 1885 obverse 2 can be worth around $4,170 for an MS60 example and all the way up to $6,600 for an MS62, and that is for the 1885 obverse 2 variety. Number 7 is going to be the 1890 Newfoundland 10 cent. This can be worth around $3,430 for an MS60, and if you were to get one and it scored any higher, especially an MS65, you could see some significant price jumps. Even around $10,000 is highly possible. Next up is the 1903, which is going to be the first non-Victoria Newfoundland 10 cent coin that we cover on this list. Now, the 1903 features the portrait of King Edward VII, and it can be worth around $2,940 for an MS60 and all the way up to $7,400 for an MS62 example. Number 5 on this list is going to be another King Edward VII Newfoundland 10 cent, and that is the 1904 H, meaning it was struck at the Hedon Mint in Birmingham. Now, the 1904 H mint mark can be worth around $392 for an MS60, so not super valuable on the low end, but it can be worth $2,030 for an MS65. A lot of the time you'll find that as the dates become more modern, the value of the coins will go down, but that does not mean that there aren't some extremely valuable coins in the later series for the Newfoundland coinage. The reason that modern coins aren't quite as valuable as the old Victorias is simply because they probably made more of them and they're a lot easier to find. The farther back you go, a lot of the time, the harder it will be to find those coins. Thus, it will add value to them. Number 4 is going to be the first King George V that we discuss on this list, and that is going to be the 1912. So the 1912 King George V Newfoundland 10 cent coin isn't super valuable on the low end, around $250 for an MS60, but it can be worth all the way up to $2,460 for an MS66 example. Number 3 is going to be a King George VI Newfoundland 10 cent, and that is going to be the 1943 with a C mint mark, indicating it was struck at the Ottawa Mint. The 1943 isn't super valuable on the low end, around $234 for an MS60 example, but it can be worth all the way up to $4,690 for an MS64. It is absolutely insane how much some of these even recent Newfoundland coins can be worth. 1943 is a World War II era, so even though the coin is pushing 70, 80 years old, there is still a decent chance that you can find them out there at your coin shops, maybe even coin roll hunting or in a scrap silver purchase, especially if you live on the East Coast in Canada or the United States. Number 2 on this list is going to be another World War II era Newfoundland 10 cent coin, and that is the 1944 C mint mark, indicating it was struck at the Ottawa Mint. The 1944 C can be worth around $273 for an MS60 example, and all the way up to $3,920 for an MS64. Well, we have made it to number 1 on this list. I really hope you guys enjoy these videos and find them helpful. If you do, please smash that thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and also hit that bell notification so you can see my new videos as they are being released. In the past, I have made several videos detailing the rare and valuable coins from all around the world, countries like Canada, the United States, Australia, Britain. So if you would like to find out the values of your coins, then definitely go check out some of those videos. Also, if you would like to follow along with me on a weekly basis, then check out some of my coin roll hunting videos to watch me open wild rolls of Canadian bank rolls. But what do you say we get into number 1 on this list, which is going to be the 1947C. So the 1947C will have a C mint mark on it, indicating it was struck at the Ottawa Mint. It can be worth around $172 for an MS-60 example and all the way up to $5,000 for an MS-66. Well, that just about does it for this one. We have broken down the top 15 most valuable Newfoundland 10-cent coins that you can look for. I would like to announce that I partner with Lighthouse Canada. They are one of the largest and most reputable coin supply companies in North America. They have a website with a massive selection and inventory that can cover just about all your coin collecting and coin roll hunting needs. They have coin flips, microscopes, albums, all the goodies that can cover you in your coin collecting journey. I've also partnered with Charlton Press. They produce Canadian coin catalogs of the highest quality. If you guys would like to find out the values of your Canadian, Newfoundland, provincial, or coins from just about any series here in Canada, then I definitely suggest going and checking out charltonpress.com. Also going to lighthousecanada.ca, and if you enter the promo code DANE20 at checkout, you will save 20% on your order. I would like to thank you all so much for watching. Until the next one, everybody, peace out and have a good one, y'all.